So at the beginning, I guess you can say it was kind of a rough start. So right when I was born, you guys can laugh at this actually. So right when I was born, I actually went number 2 in my mom's womb. And so right away, the doctor had to close my mouth because if I would have inhaled all that, I would have actually died. So that's always like to start with that. I was 4 or 5 years old. I remember giving my life to Christ. I remember the scene. It's kind of like a dream in a way, it feels like, because it kind of seems like a fantasy. But I remember I was on my knees in my tree house, and it was like a sunny day, and the sun was just going right through the trees. And I just remember like just looking up and just saying like, I want to give my life to Christ. But obviously being at 4, I mean, you still don't know that much, so life goes on. And then around 10 years old, that's when I got type 1 diabetes, and that totally changed my life. Like I remember saying I hated God, and I was just not happy with Him. And then a few months later, I was eating with my dad in the living room, eating carrots, and I thought I choked. Well, from that, I actually thought there's a name for it, some fancy name, but I had a choking problem, which I thought I'd choke on any food that I ate. And so I ate grape nuts for a whole year, each meal. I don't know if you know what grape nuts are, but it's like this cereal, and it's really small pebbles, like really small. And so it's not, it was not good, but that's what I eat for each meal. And somehow, I do not know, it's definitely God's grace is I never went to the hospital or anything with nutrition-wise. I was healthy, and then the next year I ate tomato soup, and much to say I hate tomato soup now, not my favorite. I had way too much of that for a year, and then eventually I just grew out of it. I don't know how, definitely another thing to praise Jesus for. Next step would be high school. So in high school, I mean, there's 3 things that I just idolized. It was sports, having a girlfriend, and being this good kid, you know, and in a small town, you know, everyone watches you, so you have to be that goody two-shoe kind of kid. And that's all I really focused on. And then from that too, I just remember just how when I was with my friends, just the way I would disrespect women and the way I would talk about them, without them even knowing, and just my thoughts. It was just, that's all I was consumed with. It was the summer of my freshman year going to college. And I just kind of decided where I was like, I want to be rebellious against God. I really didn't want to like be this good kid anymore, or have to follow Him or anything like that. And then coming into my freshman year, first semester, absolutely hated it. Had no friends. It was just a dark time. And my parents were always the ones that pointed me back to Jesus, were kind of my accountability partners all my life. Well, they weren't there, so that was kind of the decision where I decided, what do I do with this? Do I just follow Jesus, or do I just walk away and do what I want to do? I mean, during that time, I went to parties, even though I didn't drink at the parties, but it was just wanted to be popular and just do what the popular kids did. But I just realized it really wasn't no fulfillment and nothing really to it. It was halfway through my first semester of sophomore year is when I don't really remember when I like just out of nowhere just like truly like gave my whole heart to God. But I just remember that's when I decided where I was like, no, this has got to stop. My life needs to change. I need to give my heart to Christ and to realize that He thinks of me as His child, as His own son, and that He loves me, and that kind of the verse you think of when He leaves the 99 and gets that one sheep, and that's kind of how it was. I mean, I could have gone so many opportunities. I could have gone the wrong way, but He just still kind of kept me grounded and humbled until that sophomore year when I really realized what my heart needed to do. Lastly, I like to encourage you with this verse, James 1:2-4. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. I know this is hard for those trials to go through, but let these trials be a challenge for you, for your relationship with Christ, this intimacy to grow with Him, to love Him more, and to understand how much He truly has planned for you. This is a story how Jesus has changed my life. Has He changed yours?